Hi, I'm Ed Schad.
I'm Catherine Wagley.
This is Glass Tire's Top 5.
Jennifer Boyson opens at Cherry Martin this weekend.
We saw Jennifer's work last year across the street from Blum & Poe's great Korean abstraction show, and the two really fit together quite nicely.
She, like so many artists, is mining minimalism, trying to figure out how to make that language work for her. But her work is really bodily.
They're really hard to take account of when you're actually in their presence, but one thing you know is that they are quiet, they are substantial, and that they're somehow working on you, and you don't exactly know why, but that's sort of the wonder of them. Definitely worth seeing. Yeah, don't go to the opening. You need quiet.
So number 4?
Number 4 is the collaboration, long time coming in my mind, between Alexandra Grant and Steve Roden.
Yeah, I love the way both of them are so willing to throw themselves completely into collaboration.
I have the backspace at the Pasadena Museum of California Art, and both bodies of work come from the French poet Francis Ponge. What you do get are two artists with similar sensibilities, both willing to enter literature through a very fascinating, very kooky conceptual approach to art making.
And both really obsessive and both very much into angles and overlays. Like you're really having a visual experience of overlaps and connections.
Actually compare, Alexandra's work to being in a big open-air market where you're hearing all of these different languages and translations going on. Overall, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. The moment itself, the sort of overwhelmingness of it is quite fascinating.
I love that comparison.
So number 3 is
Sarah Kane at Honor Fraser. The show is called Bow Down in all caps. We think it's pretty strong, some of her strongest work to date. So she's letting herself go in a way she's seemed to almost be holding back before, and her graffiti impulse comes out.
Absolutely. Sarah seems to practice painting with a lot of freedom and kind of has a ramshackle approach to both the contemporary environment of abstract painting and her environment itself. Like, I would love to see her go to work on a house. If you've ever seen Emmy Noble's room at Dia, you can imagine Sarah Kane as kind of a surfer hippie version of that in a blender.
Number 2 this week is Sister Karita Kent, also at the Pasadena Museum of California Art. She's their main show right now. And she was a nun.
It's a great time to go to Pasadena.
Go to Pasadena. She was a nun in the 60s.
You can imagine a nun being completely transformed by Andy Warhol and ending up an activist. I mean, this is the strange story of Sister Karita Kent. It's a pretty killer show. I didn't like all of it.
I don't know. It's interesting to see a whole life like that too, encountered for the first time in that depth.
And speaking of an entire life,
yes.
Number 1, No Purefoy Lakma. One thing that this show does is it fills a gap between the two things that Noah Purefoy is most famous for. The first thing that he's most famous for is organizing a show of artists after the Watts riot. And the second thing is his sort of retreat from the art world, going out into the desert, making large assemblage works in the middle of nowhere, out by Joshua Tree. But this show really, there's a lot more to it. There's a lot more work that happened in between, which you enjoyed.
I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was a different perspective on assemblage.
There were moments that I thought were just really, really fantastic use of design and sort of kooky construction.
Yeah.
But for me, it's at the beginning and at the end, I have to say.
Well, go see it. Go see some art.